friends, this is MD Vegan. Today I make a special salad, a recipe I've been inspired just the other day as my professor, where I wrote my master's for history of arts. He's really an amazing professor. He's really an artist writing texts. He can write texts describing pictures that are almost, they're mentioning the beauty of the pictures as written text. It's amazing, really. He's an artist in that. And the base of his science is that. It's very, very. I didn't know that he was a great chef too, because he had now to move, and we're all helping him. He had ex-students and so on. He's now retired. Lives in Paris now. When he comes back to Berlin and he moves from his house here and sold his house, and we were all there helping. And afterwards, he made something to eat, and he knew I was vegan. He's nothing about vegan, of course, but he made me a vegan meal. And today I'm take my inspiration from that combination. He had pears, arugula, and walnuts, basically, and that was the base for his salad. And I do that too, and I add something. I make it a salad with a cheesy dressing, and the cheese is not really cheese, but it's a little bit kind of cheese flavor. That I get that when I use macadamia nuts. They have a little bit of different flavor than cashews. Cashews I would use if I have a simple cream for dressing, for example. And the macadamia nuts, they have a little bit more intense flavor, stronger flavor, more cheese-like. So if I make not cheeses, but macadamias, they tend to be a little bit firmer and a little bit more intense in flavor, as opposed to the cashew cheeses that are very gentle in flavor, almost sweet. So now I tried this cheesy dressing to get with a handful of macadamias, and I will put a lemon in here. Maybe I take a little bit of lemon out, a piece of lemon, to have it not too sour. I save a little bit of lemon for later. Maybe I need some more later. It could be too sour. I want to prevent that, not the whole lemon in the beginning. And I have a good amount of pepper and salt. Very simple dressing here to begin. Here the salt and the pepper, and a clove of garlic. So garlic, pepper and salt, macadamia nuts and lemon, and water to make it runny a little bit. I begin with a cup or so, not too much, not to make it too runny. Blender dance. They are a little bit firmer than the cashews, and it's a little bit harder to blend them. It takes some more time. Though in the power blender like this one, in a high-speed blender, it's not a real big difference. But if you have a regular blender for 100 euros or so, 100 bucks, then you might blend a little bit longer. But the texture I see is very nice. It's creamy and a little bit thick. That's good. But now I taste it. Yeah. Wow, there is this kind of cheesiness. And it was good not to use the whole lemon. You see, I have a good piece of lemon is missing. I will not put it into the dressing. It's enough. And let it sit for a while. And now combine the main ingredients of the salad. So I begin with the arugula, and I have to show you this one. I got it fresh from the garden. The arugula grows in my garden wild. I don't even have to plant it anymore. I put there some plants in years ago, and now they come back every year and they grow like wild. So you see, this just the first one I picked this year. They're so beautiful, and they have this very strong flavor. That's also why I use the cheesy flavor in the dressing, the creamy one, in the creamy dressing, because it fits so nicely with this strong arugula flavor. So I washed it, of course, and now I just cut it into smaller pieces. Not too much, not too small, yeah? But just to have a nice base of a salad. And I have to adjust the quantities of the other ingredients with this. See? Very simple. With the back of the knife, I get it all perfectly from the cutting board. It's not too much, you see. It's not too much. It's a small salad here. You could adjust it here, take more and more to make a bigger salad, no problem. But here, now, the second ingredient are the pears. And I have 3 pears here. They are beautiful and just the perfect ripeness that's needed, yeah, to use them. And they're sweet now, and they have this wonderful flavor fitting to this little bit hot, sharp flavor of the arugula. They make it really balanced. And the third ingredient here are walnuts. I guess when I tasted it, and when he told me what he wanted to do, I was totally amazed. I had tasted that before, and of course, the walnuts would be the perfect combination here. These have been soaked. Yeah, I would recommend to soak the walnuts in case they are a little bit bitter. Sometimes you get the walnuts very nice and gentle. Sometimes they're a little bit bitter. You can taste it, and then if you are bitter, just soak it overnight, wash it, rinse it, and then it's okay. Very nice flavor. So I put some of them, not all of them, adjusting the quantities here, just for feeling. Almost, they can take a lot of walnuts, but I will keep some for later. Yeah, that's enough. And this is my salad here. You mostly see the walnuts and the pears, the green here a little bit, is on the floor. I will toss that in a moment. But first now I go back to the dressing. I have to taste it again and maybe give it a second blending and a little bit more water. A little bit more water. Oh, it's delicious. Try these macadamia nuts for a dressing. Such a nice cheesy flavor. Very nice. It's a small difference, you know, there's nuances between the different nuts and seeds. This is a perfect to demonstrate, to illustrate the variety of the plant-based food as compared to traditional food from the animals. You don't have that many different, you have just cow's milk or goat milk or sheep milk or whatever they have, and then they make their cheeses. But with the nuts, you have such a variety of flavors, there's no comparison. It's more involved now. Veganism is the next step. And that's also why I begin with raw food here, because it's the easiest way. My professor, he cooked it all. He fried it in a pan, you know, and it's of course takes a lot more time. You have the pan, you have the fat in the pan and everything, but it is a very nice effect if you have it raw. It's a perfect dish for raw, and they have this dressing here in a salad, and the raw food makes it so easy. So when it's easy, it's easier also to experiment, to make experiments. Go very fast. You know what it tastes like, if it's good or bad. You know, after I cook a meal, it takes longer. And if it doesn't really work, I have to do it all over again, and that takes even more time, so it adds up. So being simple, as in raw food, makes it so much more easy to explore the endless variety of vegan food. So I show you now the dressing, pouring it over the salad. Yeah, that's my second main ingredient. So first ingredient is the salad itself. Second ingredient here, the dressing. You see, it's runny. If you like it more creamy, it's up to you. I prefer a little bit more runniness. The rest of the dressing goes, as usual, into the refrigerator for the next salad, for like a little second helping or so, anytime, no problem. And now I put a third ingredient, a topping, and I have cranberries, dried cranberries. They're also sweet and sour, and I would say the perfect combination for this wonderful salad with crunchy, sweet, bitter, or tart, cheesy flavors, and this astringent flavor from the arugula. Very nice, very nice. I'll show what I have here now. I will toss a little bit, show you what it looks like, and everything is together. I'm looking forward to this salad, and one day maybe I can show him how I made a little variation of him. He told me when we were eating all together, the team, he told us that he got this recipe from an Italian restaurant. He was in a restaurant with another person, I don't know, and then the lady came up from the restaurant and showed this recipe. I mean, a little bit of a variation, and he was immediately fascinated and wanted to make it, and I now make the second variation. Isn't that nice? I guess it's amazing. I'm so happy to have found this recipe. It's so inspiring to have other recipes, to know the stories, how they were made, how they were invented, and how they were founded. So, yeah, so they go from chef to chef. They have a little bit of variety. And next time I maybe make this recipe with this salad, kind of, together with a vegetable noodles, maybe with zucchini noodles or so. That might be another variation I will try. Until then, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and if you like, thumbs up. Maybe you subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube, have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.